In the quiet village of Umwago, there lived a woman named Àdàn. She was kind, beautiful, and hardworking. But after 5 years of marriage to her husband, Obinna, her womb remained empty. At first, the villagers pitied her. Then they started to whisper. They said she had been cursed. That maybe she had done something terrible in her past. Even Obinna's mother stopped visiting their home. Obinna tried to be strong, but Àdàn saw how his eyes wandered toward other women who had children tugging at their wrappers. One evening, Àdàn sat alone by the fire and made up her mind. She would go to the sacred grove. People said strange things about the deity that lived there, that it spoke through wind and shadows, that it gave what you asked for, but never for free. She went at night, when the moon was full and the path to the grove shimmered like silver. Her feet were bare, her heart pounding. Inside the grove, everything was still. Not quiet, still. Even the crickets refused to sing. She knelt before the ancient shrine, a stone carved like a woman with no eyes. Àdàn placed her offering of white kola, honey, and a red cloth, just as the old women had taught her. Then she whispered, "Give me a child. I will do anything. Anything." The wind howled. The shrine did not speak. But when Àdàn opened her eyes, the red cloth was gone. 9 months later, Àdàn gave birth to a baby girl. She named her Chímdị, God knows. The child was beautiful, with glowing skin and bright eyes that never blinked long enough. People came from far villages to see her. They said she had a special air about her, like someone who had lived before. But strange things began to happen. Chímdị never cried. Not once. Even when she was hungry or when she fell, she stayed silent, watching. At 2 months old, she began to sit up by herself. At 5 months, she was walking. By 1 year, she was speaking in full sentences, not childish words, but full, clear speech. And her voice. It was deep, like an old woman's. Sometimes at night, Àdàn would wake up to find Chímdị standing by the window, humming songs that Àdàn's grandmother used to sing. Songs no one had taught her. Sometimes she would say things like, "Mama, don't go to the stream today. The water is angry." Or, "Auntie Ngozi is going to die in 3 days." And she would be right. One day, Chímdị vanished. Àdàn had left her playing by the doorstep. She turned her back for just a second. By the time she turned again, the child was gone. The entire village searched. They checked the forest, the hills, the market square. Nothing. Then someone thought to check the stream. There she was, floating in the middle, face to the sky, not moving. But smiling. Still smiling. When they brought her out, her skin was cold. She wasn't breathing. But her eyes were wide open. Still watching. They buried her that evening. Àdàn did not speak for 2 weeks. Then, on the 14th night, she heard footsteps in her compound. Slow, dragging feet. She opened the door and saw Chímdị standing there, wet, with mud on her legs, her smile wider than ever. "Mama," she said. "You forgot your promise." From that night on, Àdàn was never seen again. Some say she followed her child back into the grove. Others say she became part of the shrine. But if you go to Umwago today, and you walk near the stream at night, you might hear a child laughing. And if you look too closely into the water, you may see 2 shadows, one tall, one small, waiting.